Hi friends, it's Thursday, September 25th, 2014. Lynn and Jamie continuing our assignment in asking for instructions for our session today. It's pointed out to us how important it is for us to hold our own pillars straight. And then they said, and what do you notice? And what we notice is how much more difficult it is to do that in Sarasota than it was when we were in the DC area. And they said, that's right. And then we asked why that is, and then they circle around and point to the session again. So our intention for today's session is to heal the root causes of the difficulties in having clarity in Sarasota, and whatever those difficulties represent, and to heal those in such a way as to trigger the awakening whose time has come, and to work at the level of the biosphere, the galaxy, or the universe, or the multiverse. Whatever it is the guides decide, however big they decide we are to work, we'll work at that level. So instantly upon merging with the multiverse, what we see are those huge light beings that we saw on our run this morning, that were rolling up the horizontal grid lines like it was cabling, heavy-duty cabling, and asking if they were going to install it elsewhere, having them say, no, look, this is bad. When you see this stuff on it, it's bad. We're just taking this out. And asking, when is this happening? They said, oh, today we should be done by 3. We should be done by 3, but we'll stay as long as it takes to finish it today. It's our job for today.
Capable, incredibly well-trained, specific.
Yes, specific training to this work. They know exactly what they're doing, and they're huge.
They're enormous.
I've never seen anything like it.
The light beings we're used to working with are like the tip of a thumb.
And the angels as well.
And the angels as well, just tiny little things.
Yes. It's a whole nother scale of adventure.
Right.
Of course, a reminder that Source is eternal, that just because to us the universe is huge doesn't mean that it's huge to Source.
That's true.
And that we're just part of a greater scheme of things, and our universe is a small speck in the multiverse. They're buried cables, and so they're pulling up the buried cables.
And I still see what they were showing us this morning, that stuff that's on the cables, and they say, you see this?
Yeah.
When you see this,
it's bad.
It's bad.
The cable can't be used. Now it has to be replaced.
It's
throw this out. Throw it out. Throw it out. And again, the guides are presenting the concept of macrocosm, microcosm.
Yes.
So to do this ourselves, and push, suddenly I see Sarasota, and I see the streets, and I see how they have these cables too, and these buried cables, so to speak, energetically. And these buried cables have gone bad too. They have that stuff. They don't just have that stuff.
It's all over them.
It's all over. They're completely covered. They're disgusting.
It's like they're unrecognizable.
Unrecognizable. So let's crank these up, and I can see those cables, and they're everywhere like a woven mat.
Right, under the ground.
Oh, it's disgusting. It's disgusting. How did this come to be?
People who laid the cables, they were laid with good intentions.
Yes, they were laid with good intentions. Stuff moves through them like electricity.
Right.
Current.
Something definitely travels down these cables.
Something travels down the cables. And again, they're saying, what do I know? I know that entities travel down the power lines. So
that
you
is
see
true.
Them. Wow, we see these buried power lines, and wow, the entities that are moving along these do not have good intent. Wow.
Oh, no.
They have really bad intent. Wow. And they are moving, and they have set up camps.
They're very well established.
They're extremely well established. And now there's a feedback loop that has begun that circles from where they are to ground level, up here at ground level at Sarasota, and then back down. It's a feedback loop. What do I know? Well, I know that Sarasota is a home to many energy-sensitive people. It's kind of a hub. There's something about Sarasota that calls energy-sensitive people here. do you see the guides scooping with those fish nets, trying to catch someone
Yes.
who's really seeking?
Big gold fish nets.
Yeah. Not a lot of fish in those nets, right?
No.
Keep coming up empty.
Empty.
And so there are all these energy sensitive people just wanting to fake it, right?
That's true.
Big feedback loops set up. Their channels are going down. That's what the guides are saying. The channels are going down because they don't want to face the inconvenient reality of their true assignment.
Right.
And so their channels go down is, what? I came here to trigger the awakening no matter what anyone else does or doesn't do? No. Pulling the channels down, sticking them in the dirt.
Yeah.
And down there,
the entities traveling.
Entities are traveling and kind of like recruiting.
Right,
too.
you're just giving them big open portals to travel through.
People are messing themselves up so badly by trying to avoid their soul plans. And then they stick their channels down into the dirt, and there are entities with not good intentions.
That is true.
So how may we be of service? Just pull out this wiring.
Yeah.
Pull out this wiring. This isn't rocket science. Duh.
And as the cables are coming out, it feels like those hideouts.
Yeah.
The hideouts are coming out. They look like our Airstream trailers that were buried underground and were attached to the cables.
Yeah.
And it's like they come out like sweet potatoes on a vine.
Yeah. Very good metaphor. So again, we're just tying these existing cables into the grid lines because those huge light beings are pulling out the grid lines right now. And wow, it's so matted toward downtown. Yeah. It's horrible. It's just like a solid mat. There's almost nothing
all
that isn't
together.
This. It's just a big mat. No wonder people are so messed up and confused. But they're also playing into the game, like they're participatory.
Right.
If they would keep their channels up, it would be fine. It's that move of, what? No. That causes them to fall into the trap that's waiting for them downstairs.
That's true.
Let's get this vortex pulsing. Again, it's a really ancient, slow vortex.
And it's like it's coughing up sludge.
Yeah.
I don't think it's supposed to be this slow.
Definitely not supposed to be this slow. How may we be of service? Just help it get the sludge out.
Yeah. So now the vortex feels like it's lengthening.
Yeah, it's getting longer.
Getting longer.
Deeper.
And spinning faster.
It is. It was flat.
Short. It was way too flat.
And now it's lengthening. As it lengthens, it spins faster. That's interesting. Just learned something new there.
It still feels like the tunnels where the cables were have poop in them.
They do. They're just clogged with
poop. So it's like we got the cables out, but the
poop remains. The lies remain. There's so much of this swamp of lies. It's just a swamp of lies. This isn't working. It isn't working. Well, pack it up, right?
Right.
Sometimes things get too broken and they can't be fixed. Right?
That's true.
Sometimes we just press the reset button. Right?
It's true. Because it's just almost immediately clogged again.
It's clogged right away. We pull up the wires, clear out the poop, and boom, it's there right away. I can see their point. And they say, take it down, pack it up. It's over.
You see this stuff? This stuff means you have to throw it away.
Right. Checkout time is coming soon. Let's get tall. Soon we'll all have to account for ourselves, each of us for ourselves, for what we did and for what we did not do. We're each going to have to account. We'll be called to account. We signed sacred vows, ironclad contracts, clang, clang, ironclad contracts.
Sorry.
What did we do?